folks, to Wrestling Rants and Reviews. This is episode 26, and as always, I'm Big Mike. In this episode, I'm going to talk a little about prized possessions. So it may be a little bit of a rant, but it's definitely not a review, and it is wrestling talk. So let's jump right into it. On this episode, I want to touch on prized possessions. That's why I have my title around my shoulder right here. This is one of my nearest and dearest prized possessions. I'm not here to brag or show it off by any means. But I know each and every one of you have a prized possession. And later on in the comments, maybe you can leave me what yours is, or leave me a video response on what your prized possession is. Maybe it's nothing to do with wrestling, but I'd like to hear what your wrestling prized possession is. In case you can't see this clearly, I will show you right here. It is the World Heavyweight Championship from circa 1988 to 1998. From my opinion, I think it's the last title that meant anything in WWE or WWF at the time, because after 1998, I think the titles, here comes the rant, after 1980 or 1998, the titles became more of a showpiece or a prop in order to get certain people over in the business, such as, I hate to say it, but Stone Cold was my hero, one of my favorites, as I said in a previous episode, but they who sell the most merchandise or are over with the crowd are the ones holding the titles now. Unless you need help getting over, then they give you a title to get over. Before 1998, the titles meant a lot more. There was a little bit more prestige and honor behind them, and they meant that you were the best in the business. Nowadays, you got people like, no offense to The Miz, but he's not the best in the business. Does he deserve it? Maybe. That's another episode. But it's to help get him over. He's a huge heel, and what's to have a better buy rate than having the heel hold the title? Because you're going to buy the pay-per-view to see him get his face passed in and lose it, opposed to letting Cena have it the whole time, and you're not going to tune in because you know he's just going to win it or keep it retained. But anyways, it is my prized possession. I didn't mean a little bit about the little rant, but you should have known it was coming. That's what I do, right? I rant and I ramble. For all of you that have been following me, you definitely know that. Another reason why it's my prized possession, some great people have held this title. I've had 3 of them sign it, as you can see there, in the strap, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Underneath the WWF logo, Bret the Hitman Hart. And Ric Flair, I wanted him to sign it where Stone Cold did, basically, in here. But he did it right there, Nature Boy Ric Flair. So see, 3 of the best wrestlers in the world, 3 of the best champions ever that held this title had signed it. And yes, it's just a replica, and maybe no, it's not the deluxe, but it means more to me sentimentally than it does more than any money can buy it. No money can buy it. It just means that much to me. Because like I said, I think it's the last title that meant anything, which means a lot. And it's my favorite one, the Winged Eagle. Let's just look at it. It's not overly huge. It's not too small. It's got great detail. In the side plates, it's got wrestlers. It's obviously the detail in the eagle. And it says WWF still, which means a lot too to me. Because that was my childhood growing up, that era. I started watching wrestling in '84, and '88 wasn't too far along when this debuted. Moving on to another prized possession of mine. It's also from the '88 era, because that's when I got this. Got it in the London Gardens at a house show, and it's a WWF ball cap, World Wrestling Federation. It's still pretty mint. It's just been around, so it's obviously been used or abused. I never wore it because even when I bought it, I didn't like the neon. I just wanted to buy a hat because I've always been into buying hats even since I was young. It is an original. I don't know if you can tell or read it because of the light or because it's so small, but the tag itself right there says WWF, World Wrestling Federation, registered trademark of Titan Sports. Now, for all you that don't know, Titan Sports was who WWE dealt with when they did their merchandise in the 80s and or the early 90s, I do believe. And then also on the back it says Titan Sports. And it also says where it's from. Well, Viaduct Road in Stamford, Connecticut. So, again, it's one of my very first pieces of memorabilia from the WWF, and I still have it. That's one reason why it's near and dear to me. And also, I don't know if you can tell, but look at all the signatures on it. I got, over the years, I've been able to meet wrestlers. And I've lugged this hat along with me to most places that I can. And it's signed by wrestlers from that era, from '88 on. But mostly that back in that day. We got Tatanka, Bushwhacker Luke, Tito Santana, Greg the Hammer, Brutus Beefcake, Jimmy Snuka, Ted DiBiase Sr., Lanny Poffo, Bret Hart, Pat Tanaka of the Orient Express, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and the Barbarian. You know, some Hall of Famers have signed this hat that's over 20 years old. And it's a great piece, personal piece, prized possession, a piece de resistance, however you want to say it. These two pieces mean a lot to me. I don't have tons of stuff other than my autographs and pictures throughout the years of meeting wrestlers. They're on my Facebook. I may pull them up and do an episode of all those times, or all those autographs. And DVDs. I got a lot of DVDs too. But these two pieces are definitely near and dear to my heart. You know, and I'm not here definitely not to brag or say I'm awesome because of people I've met or whatever. You know, there was someone that made a video today, and he's a good guy. He's got a lot of wrestling knowledge as well. And I don't know him personally, but I've known him a little while before YouTube from a different chat program. And he just thinks he knows everybody. You know, I meet him once or twice, and you're best friends, and they're going to be hookups and props. Don't work that way. You know, I've met people on numerous occasions too, and yeah, it's an ego booster if they remember you, but they're not going to say no, or they're not going to, you know, burst your bubble because they know you're a fan and you love doing what you do. So they're not going to say, hey, here's my number, I'm going to give you a hookup, you know, or whatever. So I don't know. Some people like to talk a big game. I don't know why they need to, because people respect you better if you don't. But anyways, that's just a little bit of beef. But I still think the guy that said such things is a great guy because of his wrestling knowledge, and that's what we're all here for, to spit our knowledge about wrestling and our love for the business. So enough of my little bit of a rant. I guess I got a little bit of rants in there anyways. So please subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment. Let me know what your prized possessions are. You know, like me or dislike me. Send me some emails. I'd love to do a mailbag episode at least once a week. As I've already done the response to the Undertaker question from Tourette's Detectives. Love to do that stuff. I love to talk wrestling, but it's hard for me to keep thinking of what to talk about. So send me questions, and I'll give you my my opinion on matters. And I want to give a shout out to everybody that I've inboxed or everybody that I'm following. You may not know if I'm following you, but have a look. I'm following you guys for a reason, because you know what you're talking about, and you bring something new to the videos. So keep up the good work. Please share my videos. And again, this is episode 26. And I'm signing off for Wrestling Rants and Reviews.